All right, fellas, here we go. All right, everyone, good evening and welcome to the Planning Commission of the City of Moreno Valley. I now call this meeting to order on February 9th, 2023 at exactly 6 p.m. All right, there we go. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Ray Baker,
Yes, here.
Commissioner Joanne Steffen,
Present.
Commissioner Omar Kobian,
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Sims,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Matthew Chen,
Here.
Chairperson Alvin Dugenais.
Here. All right, Commissioner Chen will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's a flag.
Thank you. We are now going to move to the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion and a second?
I move that we accept the agenda as submitted.
Second.
All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Baker and a second by Commissioner Chen. And can we have a vote? Right along. All right. The motion carries. All right. Before we hear, we're going to move into the public comments procedure. But however, before we move into the public comments this evening, I ask and encourage everyone participating to keep their comments respectful towards others, especially towards individuals speaking. I embrace and support the First Amendment right to free speech, including everyone's right to speak at this meeting and share his or her views about issues concerning our city. But we can accomplish more as a city and as private citizens by being civil and respectful to one another at this meeting. During the public comment period for each item, as well as during the public comment period for items not on the agenda, each member of the public who has signed up to speak will have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak. Any person wishing to address the commission on any matter, either on the public comment section of the agenda or scheduled items in the public hearing, must fill out a request to speak form available at the door. The completed form must be submitted by the secretary prior to the agenda item being called by the chairperson. In speaking to the commission, members of the public may be limited to 3 minutes per person, except for the applicant for entitlement. The commission may establish an overall limit for comments on a particular item, agenda item. Members of the public must direct their questions to the chairperson of the commission and not to other members of the commission, the applicant, the staff, or the audience. So therefore, next is the public comments on the agenda. Are there any speakers?
Yes, Chair, we have one. Jonathan Vaughn.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jonathan Vaughn, and I put an application in to become one of the commissioners here on the planning committee. So I wanted to introduce myself tonight and to see how business is conducted, so that if I am lucky enough to be accepted as one of your commissioners, I will understand how you do business and kind of fit right on in with you guys. I know that you're doing great things here, and I just hope to be able to be part of that. So I just wanted to introduce myself again. I'm Jonathan Vaughn, and I do have an application in. This is my first meeting, and I'm hope that to be part of your team going forward.
Thank you. We'd be
Thank you.
happy to have you. Yeah,
Thank you.
you. Are there any other speakers?
No, Chair.
At this time, we move on to the approval of the consent calendar. There are no items. Okay, no items on the consent calendar. We don't have to vote on that, do we? No, okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is approval of the non-public hearing items. So we have item number 1, which is a general annual progress report as required by the government code 65400. Do we have a staff report?
The staff presentation will be made by Claudia Manrique this evening.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Tonight we're presenting the city's annual progress report for 2022. State of California law requires that we submit our general plan annual report to both the Office of Planning and Research, OPR, and Housing and Community Development, HCD. There's 2 primary components of the annual report. It has the status of our general plan and progress towards its implementation, and progress in meeting our share of our regional housing needs, which is known as RENA. First up, progress on our general plan implementation. Last year, we had 3 general plan amendments and 2 municipal code amendments. Moving on to housing and the progress of RENA, the city issued 359 residential permits in 2022. This includes the periods of October 2021 through 2029, which is also known as Cycle 6. We'd like to note that planning requirement for RENA is based on housing need, not a construction quota or mandate. Jurisdictions are not required to build housing or issue permits to achieve their RENA allocations. Compliments of the Planning Commission for 2022, reviewed and approved 22 major projects. And staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve Resolution 2023-03 and forward the item to City Council for final consideration. This concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any commissioner questions for staff?
I don't have a question. I don't have a question. I don't have any questions right now.
No questions? I don't know if that's an applicant, but I guess would the applicant like to speak? No?
There is no applicant for this item. We can move directly to public comment if there are any.
Okay. Are there any public comment or?
No, Chair.
Wow, that's just right on down the line. Well, I guess we move into deliberations then.
I'd like to motion to approve resolution 2023-03.
I'd like to deliberate a little bit or have a discussion slightly
Oh, sure.
before we get to the motion.
Okay. Well, then let's
I
hang on.
do think, when you read this staff report, it states clearly that the general plan, I want to quote it, is, so I get this right. This is from our planning staff. Where is it? It says, well, yeah, there's something in here that the general plan is the top of the hierarchy in the city's decision-making on land use and planning for the city. And so I just, my time is short as a planning commissioner, but at the end of the day, I would remind the commissioners that the city went through an arduous process to update the general plan. general plan includes many things, and that goes into, and the general plan is visionary, and of course it can be amended, and that's understood. And so there's competing goals for there is competing goals between job creation, quality of life in the city, and for housing. But I do want to point out on this table here, the table 1 on the housing needs allocation. The city, per the RENA, needed 13,627, and we've accomplished, that's moved down to remaining need to 13,268. And this year that the report just says that that the city has approved as of for the 2022 report, the 279 residential, of which 51 were multiple family, 278 were single family. If at that rate you were to assume 275, 250, it'll take us 48 years approximately to get to the point where we need. So I would just urge, as the city and this planning commission and the board and the council, as they move forward, is they be mindful that there is an obligation to meet the RENA, is to provide housing. There is benefit to accomplish this because the more rooftops that have people living in them, under them, will create jobs by shopping. They create sales tax. They create property tax increase. And to be mindful of that when general plan amendments come to move residential property to industrial uses or other non-residential uses. That's it.
Okay. Are there any other in deliberation there? Okay, do we have a motion?
I motion to approve resolution 2023-03.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Chin and a second by Commissioner Sims. And it's up there, all right. And the motion carries. We have a staff wrap-up.
Your recommendation will be forwarded to the city council at a future public hearing.
Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is what looks like item number 1. The applicant is requesting approval of a plot plan for an express car wash at the corner of Eucalyptus Avenue and Fir Avenue in an existing Stone Ridge Town Center. Do we have a staff report?
Thank you, Chair. The presentation this evening will be made by Senior Planner Julia Dakota.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. The project before you this evening is a plot plan for a car wash facility in the Stone Ridge Shopping Center, northeast corner of Eucalyptus Avenue, that would be about east of Fir Avenue, just within the shopping center. The site is located in a community commercial zoning district, which allows the use, and the project meets all of the design requirements for the community commercial district. The site plan shows that there will be access from Eucalyptus Avenue into the shopping center. The cars will move around through the facility and then go out into the shopping center, and there are several other exits within the shopping center or entrances where the public can move into the site. The site is a 5,400 square foot fully automated car wash facility. It has some vacuum areas in the just north of the building there, which allow the customers to come in, go ahead and wash their car, vacuum it out, and clean it out before they move on from the facility. The project is consistent with the objective goals and policies outlined in the general plan and is compatible with the uses within the existing shopping center and an allowed use within the community commercial zone as well as in the shopping center. The site will include on-site landscaping, and they'll also have some landscaping along the perimeter. There is existing landscaping on eucalyptus, but if there's anything missing, they'll be required to fix that as well. The design of the building is a contemporary design. It's got simple, clean building forms. There's multiple building materials within the building that will complement the different materials used in the Stone Ridge Center. This concludes staff's presentation. At this time, staff recommends that the Planning Commission find that the plot plan is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act as a Class 32 exemption and approve conditional use, it's a plot plan for Pen 22-0172 with the conditions of approval as provided. Myself and the applicant are here to answer any questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any commissioner questions for staff? None? No? Okay. Would the applicant like to speak?
Good evening. My name is John Pollock. I'm with Kimley Horn and Associates. I'm a development consultant for Mr. Car Wash. I'll keep my comments brief. Chairperson, members of the commission, thank you so much for having us before you tonight. I know we're very excited to become a part of Moreno Valley. I'm just listening to some of the general plans. So it sounds like you guys are doing some great things, so we're very excited to be here. I know Mr. Car Wash is really looking forward to be a valued member of the community and do some great things here as well. We're very excited about the site. We've been looking at the site for a while. It's a great center. I think it's going to really bring some vibrant energy to that corner. I know that pad's been sitting there, and we're really looking forward to developing it with this particular development. We think it's going to be a great asset to this location. We are here to answer any questions. As I mentioned, I am keeping my comments brief. I am here to answer any questions, as well as members of Mr. Car Wash have also traveled here to answer any specific questions you have related to the brand operations or anything of that nature. So thank you so much for having us, and welcome to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Any commissioner questions for the applicant? No?
I'll ask.
Oh.
Sir? Thank you. I just have a couple questions. Just expected jobs to be created from this project. Do you have an estimate for that?
So the staff is about 12 to 15 staff members, and it's about 4 to 5 per shift.
And then approximately how many gallons of water do you guys use per car wash?
That one I'm not sure about. Caesar, I'm not sure if that's something that you can answer. Sure.
Yeah, so, hello everyone, my name is Cesar Martinez. I'm a regional manager with Mr. Car Wash. So with the gallons per car, we utilize about 5 gallons per car. However, 33% of our water is recycled. We do have recycling systems to try to minimize the usage of fresh water. And then we also have vessels to maintain some of the water. So throughout the night, we'll recycle the water and we'll utilize it throughout the day as well.
Awesome. Thank you. That was my next question as far as how much was recycled. How do you guys ensure that any of the chemicals or anything you guys are using is disposed of properly and responsibly?
So we do have a department that sets the expectations for that. If we need to dispose of any chemistry, we do contact a vendor that comes up and picks that chemistry up. But for the most part, we do follow our safety data sheets to make sure that we're maintaining and just draining through the sewers.
Awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Are there any other commissioner questions for the applicant? Okay, well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, at this time, we will now open the public testimony. The clerk will call upon each person who has requested to speak. Each member of the public wishing to speak will have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak on the agenda item. Do we have any public comments?
No, Chair, we do not.
Okay. Well, I take it then the applicant doesn't want to provide any other additional information? Oh, okay. All right. So at this time, we're going to close the public testimony and move into deliberations.
Okay. You want to start?
Yeah, I just think they're pretty straightforward, and they've already got their system where they know exactly what they're doing. They're recycling, they're disposing of anything that is harmful. So I think they've just, it's not like the old days. So I think they've just got their act together. I don't see a problem with it. There is a need for it in that area. So I really don't see a problem with anything on that.
I too actually shop in that area. There is a need for an actual car wash, not a gasoline station car wash, because there's a distinct difference within the quality that you're gonna get. So I'm glad to see that area is getting developed. I think we just got a new Jiffy Lube, which I was excited about to have there, and Popeye's Chicken. So it's filling up all the vacant. Now, if we can just get a Chili's competitor there, that'd be even better. That's yeah.
Get your oil done, pop in, get some chicken, and get your car washed. Huh?
We can just get a nice restaurant there that compete against Chili's would be great. But other than that, I have no problem with this project.
No?
I think it's a great project. It's proof that the more people that live in Moreno Valley need a place to wash their cars, so that's why we shouldn't change housing elements approved in the general plan.
I like it. All right, if we're no other deliberations, can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept Resolution 2023-01 and thereby finding plot plan PEN 22-0172 is category exempt from the provision of the CEQA and Class Exemption 32, Exemption Section 15532. And then also approving the conditional use permit of PEN 22-0172, subject to the attached conditions of approval and as exhibited in Exhibit A to the resolution.
If I may,
Screw that up a little bit.
there is a typo in the reso, and we apologize. They should both be plot plan. There is no conditional use permit for this project.
Sorry about that.
So that's, yeah. That would be the only correction that staff would recommend to the motion.
Okay, need a second to that? Do you want me to rewrite it or?
No, I second that.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Bacon and a second by Commissioner Cobian.
Good job, Ray.
Yeah, that was a motion. Right, that was. All right, the motion carries. Do we have a staff wrap-up?
The action taken by the Planning Commission this evening is an appealable action. Any interested party that would like to file an appeal may do so within 10 days of this action. If an appeal is filed, it must be in writing and directed to the Community Development Director, stating the specific reasons for the appeal, along with the appeal filing fee. If any appeal is received, it will be agendized for a public hearing before the City Council. Thank you.
All right. The next item on the agenda is other commissioner business, and we have no other business at this time. The next item on the agenda is staff comments. Do we have any staff comments? Moving.
Well,
there's one.
Just a couple. First, I wanted to welcome to the Planning Commission meeting our new administrative assistant, Patty.
All right.
So we're going to run things a little bit different. We're going to actually have two staff helping us out with Planning Commission, one working on the computers, one doing the reading, just to kind of hopefully on our end speed things up a little bit for you. And then to that end, we are well on our way to setting a record since I've been here. So I want to say thank you as staff.
All right. Yeah, speeding things right along. Wow, I'm looking at the time there. Wow. The next item on the agenda is planning commissioner comments. Do we have any commissioner comments? If not, I'll say welcome as well. It's going to be a nice journey. Hang on. So welcome. We're glad to have you. No others? All right. Wow. So the Planning Commission meeting is adjourned at 6:26 p.m. to our regular meeting on February 23rd, 2023 at 6 p.m.
It's a makeup for the.
Makes up for December, for all those meetings in December.